Okay, question number 3. Widowed dad here, 5 years. I've got 2 kids, 15 and 12, and I'm thinking about dating again. I'd love to remarry if I find the right woman, but I worry about how this could affect my kids. Is it selfish to start dating? And if not, how do I even begin without messing them up?
This is so challenging for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, sometimes it's hard for children to see their spouse after a death move on because they feel like it's a betrayal of their mother. They feel like it's a betrayal of the person that they still love, that everybody mourned for the last 5 years and obviously will continue to mourn all their life. And so I would say from that perspective, you've got the challenge of shepherding your daughters through what that would look like. But I would say that the main concern is recognizing that whatever woman you are with is going to shape you, and that women have a lot of control. Even though it may not look explicit, women have a huge influence on their husbands. And it works in an amazing way in the natural family because the woman is automatically tied to her children. And when they are also his children, she facilitates a closer relationship between the father and her children. I mean, a lot of sociologists will call this, they'll say that women are sort of the gatekeepers of the father's relationship with their child. And when she wants them to have a strong relationship, she will facilitate a strong relationship. If she doesn't, she can destroy that relationship. And that's especially true if they are not married and they're not living in the same home. So if you choose to date, it cannot simply be, I need a romantic partner. I am looking for a wife. It's nearly impossible to say that your romantic attraction cannot be the dominant factor, but it should not be, in my opinion, the dominant factor. If you're going to bring, especially when your daughters are still in the home, a woman into their life, the the calculation cannot just be this woman is good for me. The calibration has to be this woman is good for my children. And that's going to be hard for you to see because you will see how it's good for you. I would say, hopefully, you've got some good male friends, maybe some good couple friends, that if you do start to date, you charge them ahead of time. I want your eyes on the ground. I want your filter on this relationship. I want you to tell me if you see something in whatever woman that I start dating that looks like it could be a red flag for my daughters, because maybe my desire to have some help or a sexual companion or my in love feelings are not going to allow me to see clearly the impact that this would have on my girls. I would say bring other people into that relationship. It would not be a bad idea, especially if everything's functioning well. I hope, I pray, to wait until they're out of the home to do that. Because very often a new spouse will not bring more harmony. It will bring more competition. It will bring more jealousy. I'm not saying it's always like that, but it is often like that. And your girls may not need that level of complexity added to their life. But if you do date, I would say bring some other people into the process to help you see clearly. Jen, what would you add to that?
I do think it takes kind of some special individuals or individuals with a special mindset to come into a situation like that. So we talk about heroic step parents, heroic adopted parents, but it really works when that individual comes into that relationship and is looking at the children as they are part of the deal. It's not just like you're saying, my romantic feelings to this guy. It's like, no, he has 2 children. And that is a factor on whether or not this relationship is going to work. If they like me, if we connect, and if I can see myself loving and investing in them the way I would my own children, in a similar sense to how someone who adopts would look. And to your point about the social connection, a huge credit to the graciousness of my mom. When my parents divorced, she still would say, have you guys talked to your dad?
Hmm.
Are you guys, what are you doing holiday wise? Are you doing this day, this day? And she was still attempting to facilitate that, not for his benefit either. I don't think, I think for our benefit, understanding
Mhm.
that she didn't want there to be bitterness and disconnect on our end for our own well-being. She wanted us to maintain that connection with him. And I think that's really difficult for a spouse that's been wronged or felt hurt. And it's amazing as you're talking about that, she was still doing that for him, um, for us as her children. And so, yeah, women control the social calendar. I mean, we're just more stereotypically more socially connected. The reason that the guy has friends. And so that's a really good thing to be aware of if going into a new relationship.
I don't know if men know how much the women they're with shape their personality. I've seen men who were single, have a girlfriend, that live-in girlfriend, maybe a spouse, broke up, a new live-in girlfriend, and I watch their personality change with every woman that they are with. Why? Because she has something he wants. Generally sex, but often other kinds of rewards, social rewards, feeding him, connecting with him, not belittling him. And to get what he wants from her, his personality can change. So you want to make sure that whatever woman you bring into your life is not going to turn you away from your children. And it will, like you said, Jen, that will be a very, very special woman. And make sure you have help in selecting her if you choose to do it when your kids are in the home.